Today, we're diving deep into what might be the world's most dangerous, most secret trade. This isn't just a story, though. Think of it as a shadow career path, and we're going to walk through every single level, from a disposable courier all the way to a global power broker. So get ready. Welcome to your new life as a nuclear waste trafficker.
Right off the bat, you need to forget everything you think you know. We're not talking about moving drugs or guns here. We are talking about trafficking the very building blocks of Armageddon. The stakes couldn't be higher, and honestly, there are no rules in this game. So, let's get your career started.
So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, every story like this starts at the bottom. It always begins in a place where desperation is currency and opportunity, well, it wears a mask. And this is exactly where they find you.
You know, the offer isn't made in some fancy boardroom. It's more like a whisper in a crowded market, a message passed from a friend of a friend. They don't tell you what you're carrying, just that it's incredibly valuable and that asking questions is a really, really bad idea. All you know for sure is that the money is real. And for you, right now, that's enough. And just like that, you're in. Congratulations, this is your new title, your brand new identity. You are now the most crucial and, let's be honest, the most expendable part of the entire operation. Your job is simple, but it is anything but safe. Your instructions are brutally simple. First, you get a package that feels strangely heavy for its size. Next, you cross a border and your heart is pounding with every single glance you get from a guard. Then, you avoid any and all attention. You become invisible. And finally, you drop the package at a specific spot. You never see a face. You are, for all intents and purposes, a ghost. During your, let's call it, a briefing, they definitely never mentioned this word, but you're about to get to know it very, very well. A sievert isn't just some unit of measurement. It's like a countdown timer for your own life. It is the invisible enemy you're carrying with you on every single run. 0.6 sieverts. That was the reading from a hidden detector on your last run. Now, just to put that in perspective, the annual limit for a nuclear plant worker is 0.05. You just soaked up 12 times that amount in a few hours. To a scientist, that number is a full-blown crisis. To you, it's just a number, until later that night when the sickness starts. You see, the real cost of being a mule isn't just the risk of getting caught. It's the poison you absorb with every trip. That nausea is just the beginning. The lead lining in that suitcase was never going to be perfect, and now your body is paying the price for that payday, one cell at a time. But hey, you're smart. Or maybe just lucky. Either way, you survive. You make enough runs without getting caught or dying, and you actually earn a promotion. You're no longer the one carrying the poison. Now, you're the one clearing its path. So now, the whole nature of the risk has changed. As a mule, you were worried about radiation sickness and long prison sentences. But now, as a fixer, your worries are a lot more complex. The danger isn't just to your body anymore. It's to the entire operation. One bad call, one person you can't trust, and the whole thing comes crashing down. This is your new reality. This is your job now. You're not just avoiding guards, you're buying them. Your day is spent figuring out the exact cost of a custom officer's greed, the price of a perfectly forged document, the loyalty of a police escort. You are basically an architect of corruption. And this becomes your new mantra. It's that cynical piece of wisdom passed down from the person who got you promoted. In your world, there's no such thing as good or evil anymore. There are only assets and liabilities. Morality is a luxury you just can't afford. You've completely mastered the art of the bribe. Your network is flawless, and so you move up again. You're no longer just paving the way for the packages. You are now the one sourcing the product and finding the buyers. You're officially in the import/export business. Your work is now global. Your playground is the entire planet. One day, you're sourcing materials from a poorly guarded lab in some unstable region, maybe a relic from the Cold War. The next, you're negotiating prices on encrypted channels that bounce signals off satellites. You're managing ghost fleets of ships that don't officially exist, and you're taking payment in crypto that vanishes without a trace. And here you can see the temptation. I mean, sure, selling stolen medical isotopes is profitable. But selling something like cesium-137, a radioactive powder that can be dispersed like dust, that's a complete game changer.
That's a key component for a dirty bomb. And then beyond that, you have fissile material, weapons-grade plutonium, the kind of stuff that doesn't just buy you an island, it buys you a seat at the world's most terrifying table. You don't resist. You take the bigger risks for the even bigger rewards, and you finally reach the summit. There's nowhere left to climb. You are a mastermind, a ghost at the top of the food chain. Your name is a secret, but your influence is everywhere. So who are your clients now? Oh, they're not just wealthy criminals anymore. You're dealing with rogue states trying to get a nuclear deterrent, with terrorist cells that want to sow chaos, even shadowy groups, what we call non-state actors. They're on your client list. You've become an arms dealer for the apocalypse. This is what your inbox looks like now. A request, just cold and direct, for the components of a radiological weapon. Something that could make a city uninhabitable for generations. The cause is vague, but the means are very, very specific. And now you face the ultimate choice. Do you sell to the rogue nation? You might trigger a regional arms race, but you could also create a twisted kind of stability through mutual destruction. Or do you sell to the terrorist group and unleash an attack that could shut down global trade and kick off an age of fear? Your decision will literally shape the course of history. You know, no matter what you choose, the consequences are permanent. The path you've walked, from a desperate mule to a powerful mastermind, has left a deep scar on the world. And, of course, on you. In the end, this is what you leave behind. Your success is measured in fear. You've created radioactive dead zones where drop-offs went bad. You've armed the world's most dangerous people. Intelligence agencies are in a constant state of panic because of what you've built. And all that money you made, it's just numbers on a screen, impossible to ever spend without revealing who you are. You wanted power, and you got it. But the price was your life. You can't go home. You can't trust anyone. You are completely alone, a phantom, living in 5-star hotels under a new name every week, forever looking over your shoulder. And that really is the final question. You made it. You're at the very pinnacle, commanding a power greater than most nations. But from the silence of your own gilded cage, you have to wonder, was any of it worth the price that you and the rest of the world have paid?